Hello and welcome back. This is game 3. Game 2 just ended in maybe the most bizarre draw I've ever seen. In hindsight, I don't know, Kenti, would you agree? Like, if Hikaru felt or knew that the end game is just a draw, that he just offered the draw? What do you make of it?
Yeah, he just missed that bishop d4 move. It still hurts thinking about it because, like, he played, you know, when you see your favorite opening get played from one of your favorite players, and they're winning, and then they draw, you like, you feel exactly how they feel. Like, I just felt all of that. I felt it. But here, okay, it happened. It is what it is. We're still in the game. And I remember even from Hikaru a long time ago, he says you have to have short-term memory loss when it comes to these type of things. So that's it. You have to have short-term memory loss. It's over. It's done. Get over the last game. We have one in front of us here against Magnus Carlson. We have to focus. So let's see what he goes. We're not going B6. I promise you, he is not going to play B6 here, chat.
He's B6 led B6. To a slightly unpleasant position in game 1, which Magnus then converted later on.
This is now King's Indian territory. Is he going to play a KID? Yeah. He just playing everything today. He just playing all the right openings. Don't tell me he about to play a KID, bro. The King's Indian, baby boy, or not?
Taking his time here and looking at the ceiling. What's it gonna be?
He's like kind of bored. He was like, here we go again. What do we do? So many moves, chat.
It's such an important game as well. Let's not lose sight of the greater picture. Hikaru is down 1.5 health. If he were to lose that this game, that would be it. There would be no game 4. So it's super important not to lose. Of course, a win would be fantastic, equalizing and then playing last game with white. But yeah, we can't lose. And King's Indian, I mean, would be a very risky choice.
Let's go. Of course, it's a risky choice. It's the King's Indian. But of course, you are playing Magnus. Like, everything's different when you're playing Magnus. Everything is just different. And even, you know, in a way, Magnus just be like dogging the King's Indian. He's like, yo, if I wanted a worse position, I think he had a comment. He was like, if I wanted a worse position, I would play the King's Indian. And I'm like, dang, bro, what you mean about that? Even though you'll see him play it sometimes in like must-win situations. So what does that mean, Magnus? But at the same time, it's we're about to see a KID, baby. We're about to see a KID. So let's see how he does it. Let's see what happens here. And I'm very well versed with these. I beat my first GM OTB with King's Indian. So very, you know, close to my heart here. E5 is the move. Let's see what happens. He probably won't go E5 though, because Magnus might take and go into the draw territory, which is so stupid. Like, why would you play? You know, it will make us very annoyed. You know, King's Indian players, like Queen takes D8, Rook takes, and then like you have like a boring position. This is not why you play King's Indian. So I think he might go something else. Let's see. Oh, he went E5. Oh, he went Knight A6. Oh, okay.
And E5.
Castles and then E5. Yeah, but he still can.
Could
take.
Magnus still have taken?
He can take, but now because of the placement of the knight, it makes it a little bit more dynamic because I can put the knight on C5 and stuff like that. Right.
Okay. So instead, Magnus played bishop E3, knight G4, bishop G5, and queen slides over to E8.
So this is more of a Gligerich. I think that's how Danya told me to say it. Gligerich variation of the King's Indian with knight G4, and then queen E8 and F6, and then you go F5. Stuff like that, but the knight usually is on C6. Right.
Yeah, what's the knight? How is that knight gonna come back into the game? Do we ever bring it back to C7?
You actually may go like knight B4, knight C6 is one thing. F5 is also.
Tree Tempe. Just a little maneuvering.
I mean, you're right. Like, I can't deny that. Correct, 100%. Which is why I prefer to just go E5 in the regular, but. Yes, correct. That's right. That's right.
Magnus is thinking here. What do you think some candidate moves are for white here?
Well, D5 gives us exactly what we want. So it's not going to be that. It might be just an H3. I mean, just very simple. Kick the knight, and get up out of there, and then figure out what you want to do afterwards. Yeah, it's probably just h3. But he takes on e5. Okay, takes. Queen c1. Whoa, that is not something I was considering at all. That's gonna make you think a little bit. So we go f6. I'm sorry, f6, and then f5 is the usual idea. And then you go f5. This is usual like theory, but there's a problem with the knight on a6. It's different with the knight being on a6. Everything's different now. So he has to get this into play too as well.
Of course, correct. The knight would have.
Yes.
Great central control.
100%. So it's different. So let's go back a few moves. Queen c1, and yeah, we have to get this knight into play somehow.
Knight c5.
I guess you go knight c5, and then h3 you go knight f6. It's not bad. I'm hitting e4. I'm hitting e4. You went h6, okay. King h7. There, I must say, because h6 is going to be hanging, so you have to go something with that. So you play king h7. Now he wants to go f5, but it's going to be annoying. Okay, I like how he's doing it. h3, knight f6. h3, knight f6. Obviously, only move, but knight h5 is a possibility. You also have knight c5. And we already are prepared to play f5 and not worry about a piece coming to g5, hence the move h6. This is how you prepare the f5 correctly in the f5 pushes when it's time to play on the king side, trying to attack the king in the king's Indian. We also have knight h5 moving over to knight f4 as well, trying to get rid of that dark square bishop. Play c5.
Is this move?
He just gave up the pawn like that? Bro, when you play Magnus is something else. That's just a scary move, my guy. Wow, he takes and you go knight d5 and just stare real hard. Maybe knight b5, one or the other. Like real hard, awkward stare, I guess. Knight a6 or e6 is going to be the only move. e6, only move. a6 would lose. Maybe you have c6. What the? Knight? What the? Knight c7, though?
This is crazy.
No, I don't believe in this. It's not an exchange. They like black, though. Look at the eval bar. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand anything here. He kind of decided not to take the pawn and just went c6.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Yeah, c6. Just get up out of there.
So the knight now, well, either looking to capture on the next move if Magnus does nothing, or I guess being rerouted by a c7,
I like this.
Maybe e6.
100%. And especially like it's asking you, hey, you going to take the knight? Please take the knight. Please take the knight. Please take the knight. You know, yes, you dealt with the pawns, but I get both the bishops.
Interesting. The computer, of course, like, computer is happy to take it. It even likes this for white.
This is when you say no to the engine. No, you don't. You don't like this engine. Like, you don't. No, you don't. So you just keep acting like they didn't say that they like it. I don't think
Magnus will take, actually.
Yeah, it's not real. Knight c7, knight e6 is good.
So what will he do instead? We talked about this h3 move a bunch, kicking the knight back.
Yeah, h3 is just a move. Like, just kick the knight back. You know he's going to kick it back. If not, I just get f5 kind of for free without having to waste tempi, meaning I have to go knight f6, move the knight again, and then go f5. And then go f5. So if you don't play it, then I get f5 in one move. And I'm feeling actually better. I'm feeling better. Well, obviously you feel comfortable is the word here, because you're not better yet. You have work to do, but
wow, I need to eat my words.
He takes on a6. Oh yeah, nah, bro. No, I am just not a fan. I'm just not a fan. Yes, of course the structure is bad, but I guess he's gonna show us how we get to the structure. But I think black is totally fine in a practical sense, for sure. 100% got the bishop here. I can play f5. You can't even like, and here's a pawn structure to always know.
But I can stop here, yeah? I can always play h3, send you back.
And then go knight h5 next. But this pawn structure is very nice for black with the center, e5 and pawn on c6. Those two pawns control 3 squares out of 4 in the center. I got a pawn on e5, I got d4, and I have d5. So it's really strong. This is always a nice structure to understand. And no, it's a very nice structure. So it's harder to play. Obviously, you are playing Magnus, things are different. But still, I definitely like black's chances here. And we have a bishop pair.
We do have the bishop pair. Magnus is still thinking here. He's down to 10 minutes now. I'm surprised he hasn't played h3 yet. I mean, always love sending this knight back just to stop f5 appearing too easily. What else could you be thinking about?
That's a great question. If I'm playing with black here, I'm feeling really good because I'm like, oh yeah, like I got everything. I got the bishop pair. I can play f5 next. It's a King's Indian, so I get f5, f4, and g5 with no light square bishop for white. I may almost be winning if I get these 3 moves in. Obviously, it takes time, but I need to play f5. I need to play f4. I need to play g5. I need to move the knight, play g4, put the queen on h5, and like go for mate. This is the obvious thing that you do here. Very nice. Very nice. And Magnus in the think tank after taking on a6. I like this for black. He thinking after he gave the bishop pair up.
Yeah, I also have to say I kind of like Hikaru's all-out approach going for the King's Indian. Because if he drew this game as black, I said the most important things not to lose. But if he draws, he needs to beat Magnus on demand, which is not an easy thing to do in one game.
Yeah,
so I think it makes some sense to take some risk with the black pieces.
That's really nice. I'm a big fan of it. And it's working so far.
Yeah.
Magnus in the think tank after giving up that bishop. 100% feeling great, guys. What are we doing?
So is he worried about this knight coming to h5? Why do you think he hasn't played h3 yet?
I think he should worry about it, in fact. Because this is a clear plan that you can play. A lot of times, maybe he'll go knight e2 to try to like stop us from activating this knight so much. Knight takes e4. So you can't even do that. You can't even do that. Like so, knight h5 is a very nice move, and a lot of times you can't play it, or you can't play it with f5 because there's like a queen on d1, and there's idea. It happens. It's already happening. Rook d1. We might just go knight h5, bro. Like instantly. You play queen e7, hitting c5 first, but knight h5 is coming. It's coming. Knight e8, okay, all right. So he went knight e. He wants to go the other route, but he does want to go f5. He didn't want any ideas with h5. Understandable. Yes, g4 maybe, but knight e8. He's going f5. He's going f4. He's going g5, g4. It's coming, guys. It's coming. This is a classic. Like how you can't even stop it. If you got a light square bishop, that's where the bishop would be. Look at this. I mean, instantly moving, right?
Fast.
Instant. Oh, stopping rook d6. I like that, Clyde. Clyde is right. Rook d6 was annoying. You are right. So knight e8, it just stops rook d6, and I get f5 in. The problem is the knight is on the back rank, and if we ever move it, rook d6 will come. But that is correct, Clyde, in the chat there. Knight e8 does stop rook d6. But f4, g5, g4.
I'm surprised the computer thinks this is the best for white.
This is correct. You want to like slow it down. And this is how you do it. Takes.
You take with the pawn,
you take with the pawn. You take with the pawn. And you want to play rook g8 and king h8 and try to win on the g file. Very risky, obviously. But you get an attack. Like, this is why you play the King's Indian, to get an attack.
Yeah, and he certainly has gotten, I think, what he wanted out of the opening. Remember, very often the engine tells you the King's Indian is not good. It often does not approve. But in practice, it's a different story. Magnus piling on the pressure on the
That's
e
a nice
file.
move. That's a very good move. He got bishop d4 maybe coming, which would be very strong, which would force me almost to play e4, which gets rid of my dark square bishop that I really don't want to get rid of. I could go queen g7 there, though, and then rook g8. I get some tempi. That's some initiative.
And thank you to Kai for the raid with almost 600 people.
Let's go.
Big shout out.
Let's go.
So rook e1. Now what? Is there so bishop d4 you said is really annoying?
Yeah, bishop
Can we
but
step
it's
out
not
of that?
annoying.
Can I step out of the e file?
Yeah, like queen f6 or f7. Definitely possible. They both are good, I think. I really like keeping the knight away from h4 because the queen's on e7, but queen f6 I don't really like blocking. Like it feels like it's just clunky there. Like the queen feels weird there.
Blocking all our pieces.
It's weird, you know. So this is why he's thinking. So I have to figure this out. What do we play? What do we play, guys? What do we play? Maybe king h8, but that feels like something's wrong with that.
So let's see if king h8. What about your move? Bishop d4.
Bishop d4, I have e4. I'm not so concerned about it anymore. E4 and after bishop g7, queen g7. So I'm already cool getting lined up like this. I can even take with the knight, I guess, but I'd rather take with the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Computer just wants to do nothing.
Okay,
It's saying you
D1.
can't take me.
Good move. Okay, rook
I'm just
G8
gonna
then.
develop rook G8.
I'm just lining up. I'm just getting ready. Wow, +2. Boy, engine just destroys you all the time. Queen
And the
A4
engine is
is
saying,
+2.
look at your
You better,
weaknesses.
bro, get out of here. That just don't make no sense. +2, bro. Queen A4. I'm gonna win in 37 moves. Like, get out of here. What is this? I'm playing humans, my God. I'm playing a human. This is unreal. This is unreal.
Ah. Yeah, I still want to get that queen out of the way, but okay, what about queen f7?
Yeah, Queen F7, I guess. Is,
You said it allows knight h4.
I do have Queen H5 though. I did see that
Yeah.
after calculating a little bit more. So yeah, and it is it's a very critical moment, sensing when that is, and he's figuring out where he needs to go. He's in a calculation tank. Look at that man thinking. He thinking about everything. Boy, would you like get like a brain monitor to like see? Yeah, here, takes, here, nope, here, takes, here, up a juicer. Like that's how you would see it. So he's going over everything right now. Definitely calculating a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure rook g8, queen f7, queen f6. A lot of moves on his radar. I think I mean, the problem is you don't have a way right now to improve any of the queen side pieces. I guess you just want to do something.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you have to aim to that side, obviously, like, which why I like the king h8, queen, like, just aim, you know what I mean? Just aim. This is what the King's Indian is about, to attack the king and aim, because the structure, we're not going to no end game. This is not going to make it to an end game, and if it does, it's going to be very terrible for black. With the double pawns, the weakness on e5, f5, we got the hanging pawns in the center. This structure is absolutely disgusting. Don't teach this to anyone. Like, you take all the pieces off the board, your structure is gross for black. So we have to like win on the board here, but that's what it's calling for. What do you play? Queen f7. We got some moves. Rook a to d. Okay, sweet. Maybe king h8 and rook g8. One of these moves look good.
Mm-hmm.
Queen a4. That move is just. If he plays this, we're gonna have to get Magnus checks for like half engine. Like, nah, bro, you half an engine.
It kind of makes sense, though, right?
Okay, well, no, he is hitting c6. It was
It
different with the queen on f6, I think. I think we had the queen f6 one. So yeah, that was defended. It was defended in that line. This actually makes some sense. c6.
Where do we see it? Rook g8. So the king without moving the king back. And computer wants queen a4 here.
It hit c6. Makes sense. Makes it. But I mean, I would actually give that up, to be honest. Like queen a4, king h8, and then queen takes c6. Obviously, I don't think he's going to take this, but there are possibilities where you can play bishop b7 and get some comp immediately. There is maybe some queen d7 there. I might have to trade.
Yeah, you really don't want to trade, but you don't have a choice, huh?
I might have to trade, but I mean, you can see I'm almost there. Like I'm aiming. The bishop's there, the rook's on the g file, like, but almost does not win. And that is not, almost is not winning. So you have to be careful. Yeah, queen a4 is definitely a very, it's an obvious move now, Phaelus, especially because c6 is hanging, but he does have to calculate because black has some initiative. f4 and bishop takes h3 might even be some type of, idea at some point. And he plays f4. And is this on the board?
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm like, dang, it's on the board. Like, that was quick. You heard me say that? What is this? Okay, f4, and then bishop takes h3 in some cases could be possible. Obviously not now. Yeah, of course. I mean, bishop takes h3, this doesn't work now.
It's problematic, right? It looks good, but we always just not in time somehow in the lines we've seen. Like the ideas are good, but in practice we haven't been able to make them work. But knight e2.
Knight e2 was not expecting this at all. I don't think anybody was. In fact, no, this was not on the radar. What is this move about? Knight g3 wants to block the file, but I have f4. So king h8. Once again. But, apparently that doesn't work. I
like it. I mean,
yeah, well, very simple.
Hikaru played bishop e6.
Develop. Oh, wants the bishop on d5. Whoa. Okay, now king h8.
Yeah.
Threatens f4 immediately.
La la la.
Immediately.
Don't mind me, just moving my king.
Man, don't even look at the engine, bro. Just forget the engine. Like every move we make here in the King's Indian, it's like, oh, terrible. Actually, oh, you're losing. Oh, it's
I
bad.
am looking at the engine, and you know what the
What is
engine's telling me?
Bishop takes a6. Stop it. What? Oh my goodness. What is? Oh man, that's crazy.
How
I
is
guess you get
this
3 pawns.
working?
You get. I don't know. Maybe you take on c6 next. I think
Okay,
that's
so
what they
F4.
want. 3 like. That's kind of strange, bro. I mean, you get 3 pawns. I don't believe in this, bro. I don't believe in this at all. Engine's just always on one. It's crazy.
This is
I don't
crazy.
believe in
Okay,
this.
knight g3, Hikaru's thinking. 6 minutes and a bit.
Engine ain't scared of nothing. You're right, Raymond. Engine just like disrespectful. Like, what are you talking about?
It's so sick.
Sometimes you're like, yo, that was amazing. And then sometimes you literally have to say no to the engine. Like, you just have to
I
say no.
know. I played my first over the board game in quite a long time yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And I played a friend of mine. He's like 1650 or something. And I thought, okay, it should be an easy
light
game,
work, you know what I'm saying? Nothing.
I'm white. We'll go for a drink
I'm
after.
good. Easy work.
It was tough. I won a pawn out of the opening, but then he castled queenside and just threw everything at me.
Yeah.
And I won, but I was scared. I was terrified. And we looked at it. The
100%.
engine says I was -3. I was like, what the hell? Like I knew
-3.
I was.
Man, I was baffled. I was scared out of my mind.
No, they're crazy. Computers are crazy.
Yeah,
like
computers
they just kill chess. Anyway, what's happening here?
King H8 is on the board. This is logical, practical, human chess. Move the king off that diagonal. Knight, oh man, he's like, yo, play f4 so I can, hit you with everything. Knight g6 was gonna be deadly.
Yeah.
You could not play f4 there, so he goes rook f8 now. Now f4 is possible. We will get 2 for 1. Yeah, f4 is definitely a move now. Knight g6, king g8, and then takes and takes. And he might sack that though. He definitely might sack the exchange there.
Magnus says, I'm not interested in calculating all of that. I'm just gonna step out of this fork.
So queen f6 and e4 are very solid moves, I like.
The problem as well is that the bishop now is going to reroute to c3, where it's looking quite good.
Yeah, I am starting to regret this move here. Even though Clyde was correct with 98, stopping Clyde in the chat has stopped this 98. I'm regretting it. I am regretting it, but because of like you have to move it later. That's one thing you always have to remember is you have to move these pieces later, or it just stays there the rest of the game. And as the game progresses, it's really difficult.
The problem is if not 98, what do you do? How do you?
Yeah, I wanted to go 95, but then again, I mean, Rook d6 is quite an annoying move. It's quite an annoying move for sure.
I think
no, it's not your fault, Clyde. I'm not at all. It was a great
point
out.
If you want to push the pawn, you have to. You probably had to go 98.
Correct. 98, and now the problem is like the knights. As we fast forward, look at this piece. Like, what's the worst piece? Oh yeah, it's all good, Clyde. What's the worst piece is the knights, and this is really ugly piece now. Really ugly piece. Knight c7, 95. I'm 100% with that myself as well. But bishop c3 immediately is deterring me because of e5 also hit, and you go knight, the e5 pawn's hanging, and now d6 is open. So like you have this problem of disconnected rooks, and the knight's really bad. But it's almost like you kind of had to play knight e8. Like it's like, what is this? Like how do you even explain that? Win or lose is your fault, Clyde.
Hikaru is going for it.
It's Clyde's fault. Okay, f4, knight check, and king g8. Yeah, wow. Engine says this is winning.
If knight takes,
I thought I was just winning a piece here though. Yeah, I take the knight. Either one. Actually, yeah, either knight would work here.
Which one do you want?
Oh, you know what? I want to take the g3 knight, to be honest. That's probably the better one. Yeah, it's the better one. Actually, f8 is not that good because 94. Okay, so takes, and then I guess you have to take back, yes. And then bishop takes. Rook f1 and queen I don't know where to go. Queen g7 maybe. I don't know. It's kind of
crazy.
It's definitely crazy.
So what's going on here? We have 2 pieces for rook, but the king is quite open. Yeah, this is Engine says all lines are 000, so
Wow.
there's that.
Wow.
Actually, now it's saying GH2 just defend this and we've got a game, but actually it's changing its mind. Let's go back to the live position.
Dang, what the hell we say? +3? Jeez, man. This make you not want to play King's Indian no more. That's just, that hurts. Here we go. All right, so what's the move? Why is it +3 right now? +3 is a lot. That's a whole piece, guys.
Also not sure. Magnus under 4 minutes.
I don't understand. Maybe it's some engine like. I'm not even gonna lie. It's definitely some engine like. Because I don't see. It doesn't feel like.
I'm gonna tell you the engine move is knight
h5. Okay, and then bishop f5. Fiona, what happens? Does he sack or knight e7? What is this? Queen takes knight e7. I feel like I'm okay there. Knight e7, king h7. Knight takes, rook takes. How am I like getting crushed here by the engine? Like just absolutely getting destroyed. Takes. Bishop c3, I guess. King f6, and then what? I guess you're just better because of the knight. The stupid knight.
Something we talked about before.
The stupid knight. Thanks, Clyde. Thanks, Clyde, in the chat. The knight on e8.
There's also a nice move, g4, apparently. I guess just looking to open up this king a little further.
Yeah, this is ugly. This is disgusting.
Knight h5, unfortunately played by Magnus.
Hey, we play bishop h8. My goodness, this is over, guys. This is over. This is over. It's all Clyde's fault.
Doesn't look happy.
Yeah, it's Clyde's fault. I'll give my code. Thank you, Clyde. See yourself out.
Yeah, bishop h8. Okay, is it? Okay, can Magnus just take now? Or where is the win?
That's a great question.
I think it's both pieces are quite tempting. I mean,
gross. I'm not playing King's Indian no more. That's just can't play this no more. No, obviously you can. Some of the greatest games that Hikaru has played in history are in KID, but it is tough, and Magnus showed here.
Okay, Magnus under 3 minutes. We need. And someone in the chat was saying a boat has gambit or something along the lines of that. Problem is, it's hard to find a bad move. I think taking this bishop looks good. What if Magnus takes the rook?
It's both good. This is the choice, you know. KID is trash, hold his L. No, the KID is nice, man. KID is nice. It really is one of the greatest openings ever. Even Magnus will use it sometimes in must-win situations, right? I mean, I'll be my first GM OTB over the board. In Classical with a KID, right? How do you think you would feel if you did that? You know what I mean? Like King's Indian is a nice opening, but it is just very difficult to play. It comes with a lot of risk, And he played this knight a6 line, which was weird and strange. It is playable. But they definitely gave him some trouble later on. And so what happens if we lose the game and then we get to the loser's bracket? Do we play today still?
No, tomorrow.
We play tomorrow. Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right, so it's just fine. Whatever. We can just make our way through the loser's bracket here because this is looking like it may be over for Hikaru, but hey, you know, we got the double elimination makes everything like it's not over. It's really not.
Yeah, I see Hikaru shaking his head. I think today really, as someone in the chat was pointing out, I think today just wasn't
his day. Understandable. We all have that. We all have that. Magnus has it too. Today was Magnus's day. And then this would be a different story too if we were able to win that game with white. That Jobava game. He missed bishop d4. Like
bishop d4 was really one move away from resignation.
Right. Bishop d4 would have ended it in the Jobava game. Tough. No, Hikaru said he won't play in the loser's bracket. It's the TikTok guy. What's up, man? Yo, my TikTok. Hey, TikTok. I am on TikTok.
Hikaru is taken on g3. That's what this king has lost all its protectors.
This is, man, look at all my pieces on the back rank, bro. Man, it's just tough. This is a tough game. It's hard to see. Tough to see. Obviously, losses happen, but it's not over for our boy. And he's playing Magnus Carlson too as well. Only other person to beat him in these type of formats and things is Hikaru. You know what I mean, guys? It's just the best of the best here. Bishop takes a2, going bishop b3.
Yeah, if you have a bad position, you might as well grab some material. The problem is the onslaught, I think, from white is gonna come. White, not only is this king looking so ugly, white is also up in exchange. I don't know, how do you finish things off as white?
That's a great question. So we do have to look for the kill shots here. In fact, Hikaru was in this same type of seat in the last game. It was messy, but we did have a win somewhere. He just was unable to find it in the time control. It was getting lower on time. I think he should get him, low on time.
On the bright side, Magnus is down to a minute.
Right.
Right. Can we get this bishop back here? That's what Hikaru does.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as time gets lower, we have some swindles available. I see knight f6. Yeah, okay. Knight f6, rook g8. I mean, we got some hopes and wishes, baby. Like knight f6, rook g8 could be something. He's not allowing it. He's not allowing it at all. In fact,
problem is this king has nowhere to hide at all.
Yeah, he's not allowing it at all. Yeah.
If bishop f6, bishop g5.
Hey, queen f3? Wait a second. Queen f3. Oh, he could just, at very least, rook takes d5. At the very least. The other.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. Like, please do that one, Fiona. Please do that one. Yes, please. Rook takes e5. Please do that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, please. Please do it. Please. But yeah, rook takes d5.
Imagine if Magnus like, yeah, let me play rook d5.
Yeah, let me play d5. Get made in one in front of thousands of people here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, knight e4. I think that rook takes on action d5.
At the very least, rook takes d5 is GG.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the game, knight e4 just been played by Magnus.
Knight e4. Can get the rook involved. Like, jeez, man. Chess is brutal like that. We had our chances in the game with white, with the Jobava game, completely winning. Missed bishop d4. Both had critical time trouble. Understandable. Ended in a draw. This game must win, kind of in a way. I mean, he could have drew the game. Drawing the game would have been a must win with white. So either way, it was going to be a must win between this game or the fourth game. And we just didn't get our chances that we wanted.
What about queen f3?
Queen g4, very, very bare minimum. But maybe rook e3. Oh, shoot, that drops the rook 100%. We might even still be winning, believe it or not. Rook e3, but it's not necessary. What happened here? We have some moves.
Queen f5, rook d3.
Rook d3, okay.
Yeah, Magnus is not gonna offer a draw out of respect for the last game. I'm not sure what that even means.
Magnus should offer a draw.
It's not gonna happen.
You know what I mean? He should just offer a draw, bro. Offer a draw. Out of respect.
So yeah, as Wandering Bishop's pointing out, we are gonna go to the constellation bracket and we'll just have to fight our way back to the finals. So even if Hikaru loses this game and it's looking okay, 30 seconds for Magnus, I mean, it's looking bad. But let's not give up hope just yet. It's not over until it's over, but if he loses this game, we'll see you guys tomorrow in the constellation bracket. The tournament is not over, so
yeah,
drama bracket is more fun. Yeah, gotta look on the bright side.
Exactly, gotta look on the bright side. Okay, we're making some chances.
Work is gone, but the problem is mate is coming.
Yeah. Yikes. Wait, queen d6? Hold on, bro.
I think the queen
Hold on, I'm about to run. Oh yeah, the queen's gone. I have to
go. No, man, that unfortunately is that. I think today just wasn't Hikaru's game. That second game, as you were pointing out, I think the third game, I don't think Hikaru made any major mistakes. I think just things didn't work out this night on a6, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Magnus just took it and played really well after that. I think game 2 was the the critical game in this match. Hikaru got such a nice position. It's so rare to surprise Magnus out of the opening. Then he had that winning move, bishop d4. And I think it's just tough to bounce back after that.
100%. It's tough to bounce back. He did great. In fact, I mean, it still happens. Like, a bad day at the office, as Nate in the chat says, it's a bad day at the office. It happens, right? It is what it is. You're playing Magnus. Like, most people getting crushed every game against Magnus. Like, so here it is. We still are in it. We're not out of it. It was just a tough day. Tough day. Man, that second game, if you could have won that, what could have, would have, should have, right, happens. Just move on. So we are going to go into our constellation bracket, and he's going to face, I think, chat say Giri.
Absolutely. I think, by the way, guys, that Hikaru will join us. So don't go anywhere until we hear from him.
No, there he is. He's
how you guys doing?
Oh,
yo, there you are.
Hey.
Man. So, what's going on? What's going on? Yo, that Joe Bava game, bro. I was so inspired. I wanted to hug you immediately. I was so happy when you played the Joe Bava London there. You got a great position too, as well. And just the miss was Bishop D4. You saw it after the game.
Yeah, I mean, of course I saw it after the game, but I mean, frankly, the quality of play was pretty terrible from both of us. It just happened that like my play was probably significantly worse than Magnus's, honestly. I mean, the second game was, I mean, all the games were bad. I mean, the first game I probably should have drawn it, but essentially my time usage was so bad. I used probably, I think, 8 of my 9 minutes on 2 moves, and at least one of the moves, Rook 8, going to the end game, I should have played that in like 20 seconds, and I took 5 minutes, which frankly, it's just like ridiculous. I mean, there's no, I mean, like here, Rook 8's the only move. I should play that move in 10 seconds. Now, I mean, that's not to say that Magnus isn't better. There aren't chances for him to still win. But I put myself in a situation where then later I had no time and it's an unpleasant end game. And I mean, Magnus even didn't play this as well as I thought he could have. And I probably was drawing at one moment later on. But I mean, like, aside from the board, just the time usage alone was a clear sign that, I just wasn't there. Second game, obviously, opening was pretty mediocre. I think Magnus was much better, if not close to winning at some point. And then he just blundered everything away for no reason. So, I mean, all the games were bad. And then the third game, of course, was very fitting in a sense, because I played this F4 move and I forgot that I couldn't play Bishop F5. I just missed Queen takes F5 in a basic tactic.
97.
Otherwise, I probably would spend time playing something else. I mean, again, position wasn't great, obviously, for me, but I played it based on the idea that he couldn't go Knight G6. And then as soon as he plays Knight G6, King G8, Knight H5, I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, that's just like a clear sign that it wasn't, it's just not meant to be at all. I mean, I just missed Queen takes F5 and Knight E7, and I mean, I just lose that end game. So, I mean, it's I'm not super unhappy with the results. I just was lights out today. I just wasn't there at all. But it's a little bit disappointing because obviously Magnus did kind of play below his standards too, and he gave me a chance in the second game. So, yeah, it was just, I mean, all bad. And then obviously in game 2, I just offered a draw, which I shouldn't. I saw someone in chat ask that. I never should have offered a draw either. I don't know why I did. I think I just, for some reason, I just assumed he could sit and wait here, and I just made a draw, which is just crazy. I mean, I think it is a draw with perfect play. Don't get me wrong, but 100%. I still should never take a draw because I have no risk of ever losing. So that was also just very, very bizarre for me. But all in all, I mean, it was just a pretty bad day, I think.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So, again, the only real takeaway is it's a shame, because if Magnus was playing at his best, it's one thing, because then at least you can sort of be unhappy, but it's not the end of the world. But like Magnus was way below where he normally plays too. So that's the only downside, is that, it wasn't a situation where, say, Magnus was playing great and I was playing badly, we're both playing badly. It's just that his performance was better. I mean, he didn't miss. Well, I guess he did miss tactics in game 2, but I mean, at least the big tactic in game 3 was like, it was so bad. I mean, so bad.
Talking about this game 2 here, can we quickly talk about the opening? James was almost jumping out of his chair to see the Jabava London, and then you hit Magnus with this Knight B5 move.
Yeah, because of course, in typical fashion, I hadn't looked at this line closely. I'd looked at a different system with C5, E4. So I just played Knight B5, which is terrible. Of course, you take and play DC5, and it's an interesting position. But I mean, it was just, I think honestly, anything I did today, it wasn't going to work out. I think that's the bottom line. And I mean, probably, it was better than it should have been because game 2, Magnus messed it up. But I mean, very easily he could have won game 2 and game 3 would have been very quick as well. So yeah, it's just, there isn't much to be happy about. But, I think it's just disappointing is the simplest way of putting it. But how it goes.
You mentioned, today was not your day. Is that something you feel even before the match? Can you sort of sense sometimes when you're not in your best shape?
Yeah, I mean, I think know pretty early on, but I think I'll be very blunt about the whole thing. Frankly, I would be like, if I'm being honest, and I think I probably can be honest, this easily in terms of streaming, this is without a doubt been the hardest month in the entire past 3 or 4 years I've been doing this. I'm lacking in energy just even when I stream. And I know the results in the SEC look pretty good because I did beat MVL in that pretty close match. But I would say this whole month I've just been feeling really burned out. And whether it's playing, whether it's streaming, I mean it's easily the lowest I felt throughout the last 4 years, without a doubt. So keeping that in mind, I think there are a couple of over the board tournaments coming up in October, which do matter more. So it's really trying to find a balance so that I don't completely just go off the rails. Cause again, I've just been feeling really low. And I mean, I know people are making jokes about married life. I've been married well beyond the past 2 months, but so it's not, it's not a factor. I just chose to release the news when I did, but has nothing to do with that. It's just, frankly, I think it's a combination of many different things. I mean, I think there's someone who's come back and trying to start drama. You've Kramnik with all the cheating nonsense. But there's been a lot of stuff that as a streamer, you can't necessarily avoid. I think it's just been rough. So, hopefully I can get back and find some balance, but I would just be honest that this last month has been really rough. And, I mean, maybe it's burnout, maybe whatever it is, but it's been a long month and I'm not really feeling it. So I think that's the simplest way of putting it. I don't want to be too negative, obviously, because it's still things are objectively great, but certainly when I look at the performance today, actually, I think what I would say is a good sign that I'm not there is that I did very minimal preparation for this match. And if I'm not really finding the motivation to prepare before playing against Magnus, when he's the top dog, then there's probably something wrong. If you're not finding the motivation to prepare and do all the regular things. So again, yeah, I'm not trying to be super negative, obviously, but it's been difficult, and I don't know if I should take a break or what I should do, but I don't feel like I've been there for the last month.
Bearing in mind what you just said about how tired and burnt out you're feeling, you are now in the consolation bracket. Mm-hmm. What is your state of? How do you feel in terms of motivation right now? Because certainly there's a part of you that feels like, or maybe there's a part of you that feels like, oh, let me just, get this tournament over with and not have the same motivation you would usually have.
Yeah, I mean, I think also if I'm being honest too, but obviously today, I played horribly, so I'm not going to have a good feeling about today and the match today. But even the last event online that I played in Rapid, which I think was was it the Chess Kids Cup or whatever? I mean, I lost 2 horrible matches to Alireza and Jordan, and both those matches I actually had some chances. It wasn't like today where it's just missing everything, opponent playing better than me, total disaster. And I really feel like, at least for me playing Rapid online, I haven't really enjoyed it either. I don't know if it's just because I'm already qualified for the final in Toronto or what, but I just haven't been feeling it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow, obviously. I assume I'm playing Anish or something. Yep. If I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, at least I play Anish. I think, in general terms, of course, I'll try to play well. Obviously, the fans are certainly excited by these games. You don't want to just show up and play A3 and lose or something. But yeah, I just it's gonna be interesting, and the other part that's very tricky between the match against Magnus on Friday and also this match is there is the reality that at the end of the day, the 2 tournaments that I'm playing coming up in October, the the Qatar Masters, as well as the Grand Swiss and Isle of Man. Those two tournaments are objectively much more important. So there's a very fine line between like, do you prepare? Do you play your main openings? Do you try to play something slightly different? Like, what do you do? And that's also been lingering a little bit as well in terms of like what my approach should be. Because if I were to say, like, let's just say I win the next, let's just assume that Magnus wins it, he's in the winner's bracket. Is it worth it using preparation to try and like win some matches and get to the final? Or is it better to save some of that preparation and energy for the upcoming tournaments? So, yeah, it's always an interesting situation, but certainly in terms of tomorrow, obviously I'm playing Anish, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what Anish will play, and I know what I'll play, so it'll be it should be fun at least.
Okay, well, I don't have any more questions. I don't know, James, if there's anything more on your end.
No, you hit everything, Fiona. That was great. We heard everything. Hikaru spoke to the chat. He spoke about the match today, all 3 games, everything, how he's feeling, all of that. We got all kinds of love in the chat. They're like, yo, break it for you too, bro. You know, everything. We here, bro. We here. We got you.
Yeah, you know, I was also going to say on another note, though, like if you've been watching the Chess Champions Tour, like it feels like progressively as the events have gone on, Magnus seemingly is winning much more easily than he was at the start. And I think that's actually a sign sort of a couple things. First of all, I think it's a clear sign that everybody is playing too much chess or simply are too many events. I think like if I look at players, I would use Wesley So as a prime example of somebody who seemingly is going tournament to tournament to tournament. And he's just completely burned out. There's no doubt in my mind. Like if I look at his SEC match or even these events in Levitov event in Amsterdam, it's very clear that he's just like he's burned out. And I think like where I was going with that is sort of, you know, the bottom line is obviously Magnus at his best is the best player in the world. But I think that in general, even when Magnus is not at his best, he still can compete very close to top. And I feel like Magnus is definitely not at his best, but neither is anybody else. So I think everybody's a little bit tired and burned out from all the chess. And I think when that happens, Magnus, even if he's not at his best, is much better than other players when they burn out because his level is still relatively close to his peak, whereas I think for most other players, it goes down significantly. And I think that actually is very, very telling when you look at the last couple of events specifically, because it feels like Magnus is just like winning these events with ease. And I think it's a clear sign that everybody is just like playing way too much chess.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the business season isn't over. Magnus will be in Qatar like you. He'll also be playing, I think, the European Club Cup starting in a few days. So it's really been a tremendously busy period. There was a question in the chat whether you're going to do a recap of today's match.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do a recap. Obviously, I mean, it was not very exciting match. I mean, it's certainly not fitting of most of the matches that we've played certainly in recent times. I mean, even I would say of the matches that I've lost Magnus, like in the Chess Champions Tour over the last like 2 years, most of those matches have actually been pretty good. And I feel like this is probably the first one where it was just really bad, where I didn't play anywhere near the level I could have. And I mean, I'm not saying that in terms of like winning the match even, but it was bad. I probably played like a 2600 Shea if I'm being honest. It was that bad. So, and also I think separately, like the other thing is that like knowing that I wasn't playing well today, I intentionally played the King's Indian in the third game, specifically for that reason, because it's like I wasn't in the mood to try and take a slightly worse position and draw the game. I figured like either play and like try to win or lose, either it's back to even or the match is over quickly, rather than try and like win some fourth game with the white pieces. And that's another thing that I generally actually try to do when I'm not playing very well, is you try to like take more chances even with the black pieces, rather than drag the match out and like maybe try to draw the game. But basically just try and go for it.
Well, Hikaru, we really appreciate you coming on here despite the tiredness and today clearly not having been your day. I hope you managed to get some rest before tomorrow.
Well, I mean, again, actually, like I guess to clarify it, I mean, to clarify, like when I say I'm tired, I don't mean that I don't mean like literally like I got 4 hours of sleep and I'm tired like that. I just mean I'm just tired chess wise in general. I mean, like yesterday, I mean, I had plenty of energy. I was out running. I played tennis for a couple of hours. Like I actually had a great day off from streaming. I felt amazing physically. So it's more just on the chess, and I'm just like, it's just chest tiredness. It's not about like got 4 hours of sleep. It has nothing to do with the 4 hours of sleep and like actual tiredness. It's just I'm just burned out. It's just that simple.
Okay, well, hopefully you manage to at least get some rest before the over the board events that are coming up in October. Hikaru, thank you so much for jumping on, and best of luck for
Thanks, bro.
tomorrow.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I will do a recap for everybody who's wondering. So I'll do a recap and then I'll probably just go sit in the sun for the rest of the day. So I'll see you guys.
See ya.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. So those were Hikaru's thoughts. Very nice of him to jump on, despite, I mean, clearly, I think, being burnt out, and the calendar has just been incredibly busy.
Hefty.
So I think we are not ending the stream just yet. We are going to cover game 4. Anisha's match is already done. He drew game 3, so 2 matches remain. MVL against Firuza and Mamedov against Lazic. I think we're gonna take maybe either a very quick break or try and pull up Magnus's game. But either way, do stay tuned in. What's the word I was looking for, James? Do stay.
Yeah, that's right. Tuned in. Stay tuned in.
Stay tuned in. We're not going anywhere just yet. I'm just waiting. Okay, we're gonna go on a very quick break, but don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. That's what I wanted to say. Stay tuned. We'll see you very soon.
And we are being joined by a very special guest. Magnus Carlson is joining us in the studio for an interview after his 3-game match victory against Hikaru. Magnus, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And also for the Speed Chess Championship win. And Magnus, my first question to you is that when you won SCC, you said you were happy with the result, but not happy with the scoreline or wanted to assert more of a domination. Did you feel that you were more successful doing that today?
Yeah, but this is a much smaller sample size, so doesn't, you cannot lay the smackdown in the same way, sort of. But with that said, of course, the score today was excellent. It's about as good as you can. Well, it's about as well as you can do, of course.
2.5 out of 3, but that second game, Magnus, at the end, we were surprised by how quickly it ended. Hikaru agreeing for a draw there. Did that surprise you a little bit? Do you think that was premature?
Yeah, the second game was just horrible. I missed so many things there. I liked the way he played the opening, enterprising and surprising, but I think I reacted fine. And then at some point he should sort of just reconcile with that the position was more or less equal. And I immediately realized that the way he played later was way too risky, but I couldn't find a good solution. And then I just started messing up. But clearly the worst move was Rook B8, because I'd simply missed King F2, and then it felt like I could almost resign, because I don't have any threats anymore, and he'll just consolidate. And yeah, afterwards, I was shocked when he went Queen D2. I mean, of course, it wins my queen, but it gives me significant drawing chances. And after that, I was just trying to hold on. I wouldn't say I was either happy or particularly unhappy to enter the position with queen against 2 bishops. I did feel that it's probably closer to a draw than to a win for him, especially considering that there's a famous game, Polugayevsky against Geller, I think, where Polugayevsky won with 3 against 3 on the king side and symmetrical, and queen against 2 bishops. I assume that the way it is, especially since my bishop can come to d5 and get an anchored square there, I assume that it should be a draw. But Yeah, I guess he was just frustrated and didn't want to try. But I think, yeah, it's pretty clear that you're just giving away equity there for no reason.
And Magnus, that's pretty impressive, pulling up a game from 1968 just out of the memory bank there. But I just want to ask about your tweet before the game started, talking about revenge not being served at all. No?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I better not ask. Moving on, Simon.
Yeah, thanks. And Magnus, I mean, do you consider like Hikaru your main rival now in sort of at least online chess? And I don't know about over the board chess, but online chess at least.
So I think there are, in terms of rivals, there are tiers. And so there's the first tier is like no rivals, and then a little bit after that is Hikaru. So he's definitely the second after no rivals, I would say.
And Magnus, SEC finished on Friday. You started this event on Monday. Did you get some time to celebrate your big SEC win?
No, I haven't really celebrated. You know, I had the tournament today. Also, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, so I haven't really had time to do that. But yeah, I'm just trying to prepare for it today and more or less stay in or get in shape.
All right, well, Magnus, we hope you recover quickly, and we look forward to seeing you back tomorrow in action.
Thank you.
Thank you. Magnus.
Hello and welcome back. So we are here with some more coverage. 2 matches remain. One of them is MVL against Alireza Firouzja. Alireza is in a must-win situation after losing game 3. James, with the black pieces, not a pleasant situation to find yourself in.
Yeah, and he played Carol Khan, which actually this is what he used to get up to 2,800, in fact. So this is a very, very solid opening. You can get lots of chances. You can also play every opening you can play in an aggressive style. Or, you know, it definitely fits Alireza's combative nature and how he plays the Carol Khan here. When you're playing it from a solid position. So far, so good. Nothing to really say yet. I'm not familiar with this setup that MVL is going with Bishop C4, Queen. It's very, very different, I think. Queen F3 with Bishop C4. So obviously E6 is a move.
I was just going to say, this whole setup is, I think, quite unusual. And look at Alireza go. He's just pushing the pawn 1 square further than what we were discussing. E5, striking in the center, not being worried about this F7, which is defended by the bishop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, E5 is strong. Obviously, it strikes the center here, and you are threatening to obviously take on D4. That's why he goes knight E2, so we don't have an isolated pawn. I can take back with the knight on D4. But that allows knight E5. Wait a second. What if I take this pawn? What happens if I take it, Fiona? What's the best move? What the engine say? Takes?
Takes, and engine says, never mind about this pawn. Bishop.
Ah, that's what I thought. I knew something's up. I'm like, hold on. Something's up there. So I might take that pawn. I might actually just take it.
And that's what he has done.
Yeah.
He's like, show me the money. MVL actually recaptured.
With the pawn. So you want the ISO pawn. Are you crazy? No, obviously, MVL is super strong. Made it almost to the finals of the SEC. Knight of 6, yeah, it's definitely logical. Knight of 6 takes, and then obviously you can defend D4 quite quickly with Bishop E3 and Rook D1, stuff like that. Black is solid. You get a usual.
I guess you can take with the queen.
I'm taking with the knight. Yeah, I'm taking with the knight. It's just to keep the game more active. I need more activity. Yeah. Castles, okay, Bishop T6.
Mm-hmm.
And then we castle next.
And it's something, yeah? I mean, at least you get an unbalance, you get the sweetness on the E4.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it for Alireza. I think at least he gets a game. MVL has been playing super fast. I wonder if he's prepared all that. He still has 14 minutes on the clock.
Okay. C takes D4. And yeah, you have to develop your pieces. So there's only a few moves you can make here, which are probably bishop e7, bishop b4 check, and knight f6. That's like your only options here, to be honest. Okay, maybe you can, do something crazy. I don't know, b5, queen b6, stuff like that. But this, you don't want to be too behind on development where it's starting to now, you castle on move 26. That was a different game. But Hikaru, I mean, it was just kind of necessary what was going on. Obviously, every game is different, but so he chooses bishop b4 check here.
And then Vera drops the knight back. That's surprising.
Knight f6, and I'm good. I don't have any problems. I'm taking black all day. Solid position. Isolated pawn on d4. I have a target for the rest of the game. I feel great. Castles knight b6, maybe knight d5. I play h6 after bishop can come in at g5. I have an excellent position with black.
Absolutely. Alireza couldn't really have asked for more with the black pieces. He's down 4 minutes on the clock, but I don't think it's an issue right now. If you're MVL, how do you even continue? This bishop still needs to get out.
I was thinking bishop g5, but I mean, I can actually just move the queen. I don't have to. I could play h6 first, maybe, but yeah, I could just move the queen away at the very least.
Where do you want to go?
That's a great question. I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do. Maybe, I don't know, queen b6 jumps out. I am hitting d4. I do like queen b6, but
also sometimes, yeah, looking down here.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah. So MVL taking his time. If not bishop g5.
Like black is so solid, so it's hard to make plans for white. Like
it's
just hard to make moves. Like what do? You don't even know. Like that's why he's thinking. He is up.
You don't have an active plan, right? You don't have like, oh, here's a target, let me go for it.
Right. Activity, exactly. We use the active plan where that's exactly right. An active plan is what white is kind of looking for here. It's difficult to find. He does have time. He's up some time, so he's going to use it, obviously.
But use it to do what? I'm curious. Is he going to do something crazy we haven't thought of?
Oh, man. You have a3. Like, logical candidate moves here are a3, rook d1, bishop g5, maybe like h3.
Did you say rook e1, I guess?
Even the e1, right? Both d or e, bishop g5, h3, all moves.
I'm surprised he's taking so much time here.
He's going to level the time very soon here if he doesn't make a move. In the think tank, MVL is.
Okay, can he do something?
Knight g3. As soon as you move, I have knight b6, and then immediately I'm hitting both. So you're gonna give me the bishop pair or the pawn? It's up to you.
That's not what I wanted. Okay, never mind me. Bishop e3, MVL's choice.
But now he might be going for what you like.
Stepping out of this, knight b6 tempo.
Exactly. Knight b6 now, maybe hit with bishop g5, which is quite annoying. Do not want to be hit with no bishop g5. Pinning my knight there.
But bishop g5, I mean, can you just move the queen again?
I can. But my knights are superfluous from Devereski. In fact, they just do the same thing. So I do want to move this knight somewhere else, like obviously maybe b6 to d5. White has a good grip on the center. There we go. Queen e5. It stops at bishop g5. a3 is actually not even attacking the bishop just yet. So I don't have to move it right now. Question is, what do I do with the move? Maybe like a rook e8 or something like that. And then maybe put the bishop back on f8. And rook to d8 and stuff like that.
Yeah, queen a5 back is ball is back in MVL's court. What about my move now? Can I?
Knight g3. I like it. It's not bad at all, in fact. And maybe just go rook e8. I don't really have a choice. e8.
And I would still like to get this bishop out as well, but
super easy. Maybe exactly. Bishop d2 is like a subtle move that I can't take advantage of yet. Wow. I mean, it
such
seems like
a
you're
maneuvering position.
Yeah, exactly.
Knight f4, MVL's choice.
Knight f4. Wow. Okay, knight f4. Hitting g6. Better placing the knights as well. Where else is he gonna go? D5 being possible as well. Yeah, he definitely wants that bishop.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm surprised the computer says you can just put it here. Because you'd think don't really... Oh, the bishop is protected. I was thinking I don't want it undefended, but yeah, maybe bishop f5 makes sense here.
With some bishop g4 ideas, so h3 probably will be played first.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, bishop g4 also is an idea for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can attack the queen again and then move around. So it seems like we're good. But black is definitely equal here. These type of positions. I mean, yeah, okay. White has an isolated pawn on d4, but you have to get to it. And you have to cause some problems. Here is super equal because like they're both developed. And it's hard to find good squares. Like the knights are fighting on squares. We have a move though. He goes with bishop f5. And then h3, stopping bishop g4. Like, I mean, these guys are elite for a reason. That's crazy. So where do we go next? I have to improve my position. So
Alireza down to 7 minutes actually.
7 minutes. Oh, the recap already out. B17 in the chat says recap done in 6 minutes. Is it already out? Dang.
Surely it can't be out already.
Like that?
I mean, Hikaru left us, what, 10 minutes ago or something?
Right. I'm like, what? he on the move. Content, baby. Content. You know what? I think we can take and play 94 here. Take 94 bishop c2. Not the biggest fan.
Sorry, what did he say? Take. What do you want to take?
I wanted to take on c3 first, but okay, he chose a move. Rook e8. Oh, it's not out yet. It's not out.
Yeah, I got distracted because I was clicking the video of Hikaru blundering the
like,
queen.
Oh shoot, let me see that video. He blundered his queen? Dang.
Okay, rook e8 on the board, white to move. Okay, at some point, just play bishop d2, connect the rooks, complete the development.
Bishop e3. Oh, bishop e3 hangs a pawn. Yeah, so bishop d2.
All right, that's...
Just take on c3.
Oh.
Take.
And is there nothing here? No. Yeah, this looks fine.
Just a clean.
So yeah, bishop d2.
And now, I don't know, c5 jumps out at some point. No, but then a3 is going to be super annoying. That's going to be ugly. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
It just gives up too much space.
What about...
Yeah, these knights are bad. I mean, not these knights. Like the knight on d7 is just ugly. It's fighting for squares.
Can I somehow... I mean, if I go here, I'm afraid that I'm blocking this queen's path.
Yeah, this don't feel right.
No, it doesn't feel right. What if I go to f8?
Knight f8. Wow. That's not a bad move. Like we can go there. a3, bishop c3, and then we have to go like queen something. Queen c7, queen b6. Tempo. Get a tempo back.
How do you take? Do you definitely take?
Definitely take with the bishop. I think maybe just hold everything, hold the glue, and queen b6.
I kind of like b takes as well, just to...
I like that.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I like both are fine, and then queen b6 anyway, both ways, and then 94. I think is the we get some initiative here.
Yeah. In the game, wow.
G4.
MVL go.
MVL don't care about nothing.
No.
G4.
Does he not know that Alireza is the one who needs a win?
Who's playing for a win here, bro? Dang. G4, that's a move. That is one for the ages. He's like, yo, give me the bishop here. I don't care how you're doing it. You're going to give me one of those bishops. So bishop e4 is probably the route. We got to figure, whoa, that's scary though. There are some f7 problems maybe. Maybe I take with the, rook takes, well, you can't go g5. Yeah, so queen takes g5. So I'm good to go. You can also take on f3 too as well, but knight takes e4 and then rook takes e4 and there is no g5. So I'm fine.
I'm shocked that MVL went for g4 because still, I mean, the position is going to get incredibly double-edged. I guess Alireza will take with the rook, as you were saying.
Take with the rook, hits d4, and we can double. I like black here all day, to be honest. Unless you can get g5 in, Like I'm feeling great with black.
Why would you go G4 if you're MVL and you only need a draw?
That's a great question. Maybe trying to pressure him on the clock too as well, but it's not down that much time. 4 minutes is not.
Yeah, 5 minutes for Alireza. Oh God, why did I click on the clock? Oh no, it's all good.
Okay, we're good. Rook takes E4. Seems like the move. There might be a no. Can you play Bishop C2 and tempt me into taking the pawn? Oh no, feels like it's wrong, but I think I can get away with it somehow. I'll see a clear way, and then Rook D6, and I'm good. Maybe even 95 first, but Rook D6, and yeah, that's a clean one to the good. A pawn to the good.
Rook E4 is on the board. MVL to move. He has 9 minutes, but I don't love his position.
Oh, 100%.
I'm gonna defend this pawn if I'm white. I don't want to lose that pawn, so I'm gonna
Bishop
go.
E3, and I guess I just get a free move of like doubling the rooks, bring the last piece in the game. Very easy. At the very bare minimum here, I just can double the rooks. Maybe try to go Bishop D2 next.
Actually, MVL, he also defended his pawn, but with the rook.
With the rook, yeah, double the rooks. It's automatic. You don't have to think about it. Looks good. Doubling of the rooks. But the question is, what's the next move? Just one move at a time.
Yeah.
H6, knight B6, slowly improve.
Yeah, if you're MVL, it's not easy. I mean, these pieces are all kind of stuck. I don't like MVL's position one bit. I know the evaluation bar says only minus 0.2 or something, but I really dislike his position.
Here we go. Next moves can be Bishop D6. Oh, he has knight D2 though. I mean, sorry, knight E2. You can just go away with the knight on C3. Well, apparently that's just, what are we missing here?
H5.
H5. What a move. H5. Okay. Wow. It tells you the subtleties in this position, boy. Man, H5. Yeah, G4 was such a aggressive move from him. It's not worth it.
And Alireza did play Bishop D6.
Queen C7's next. And then H5. Oh, but then you could go G5. The queen covers G5. So you have to be careful of this.
And let's see what's MVL gonna do.
Bring the last piece in the game, maybe. Rook A to C.
Why can't you go H5 now?
I think there's like a knight takes.
Just knight takes.
Yeah, because it's just like, you know, I mean, it is playable though. Oh yeah, F7. Jeez, forget about the F7. Yeah,
so
that one.
Playable at all now.
Ooh, heat, but he could just take that blind drop. There's some heat there. So the knight has to move in order for us to play H5.
Yeah. Okay, so your move Rook C1 looks logical.
I feel like I'm stuck, kind of. Like, I don't really know where to go. Queen something. Feels like it's a queen move here, but I don't know. Queen C7 is what I was aiming at. Again, something's off with that. He might just go knight H5 himself with that whole, yeah.
Yeah, we need to somehow take care of this F7 point, I feel.
Yeah.
Can...
This is annoying. G6? That's a
Can we
weird move.
do something like this?
G7 is a nice prophylactic move. It
Yeah,
does
but
hold
I'm
everything.
worried that I'm leaving the other rook a bit stranded.
Ooh, Bishop C2? What happened on Bishop C2? How is this just not losing? Apparently it's equal. Okay, cool. Equal. Interesting.
Because of this.
Bishop takes
What?
E4. Bishop takes E3. Oh, snap. What? That is crazy. And E4 is hanging.
Okay,
So-
well, MVL has played Rook C1, so we'll see what Alireza is gonna do.
All here.
Not an easy, you know, I was saying, I really don't like MVL's position, but suddenly I look at it and I'm like, well, I really liked black, but now how do I make further progress?
Yeah, because all he did was develop his pieces like you're supposed to. He got everything out, and he has some pressure on Black's position. But he also played, I guess, to the pawn structure too as well. What that means is like when you have the isolated pawn, you do have to play aggressively because all the end games are going to be worse for you because you have the isolated pawn on d4. So playing aggressively and also getting rid of the isolated pawn with a move like d5 is likely, but White has done everything correctly. He's even played g4, threw g4 in there to be very aggressive to let you know, yes, I have the isolated pawn, but I'm going to attack you for the rest of the game. When Black feels like it's like consolidating, I think Black is okay.
Under
Maybe
3
better.
minutes now for an Alireza, who goes knight to b6. Which makes sense. What did we not like about this? Were we thinking some knight h5?
Oh yeah, knight h5 anyway. Sheesh, maybe that's an ugly move, Fiona. Dang, what do I even do to this? Maybe I put the knight. Oh, I go knight f d5. Yes, yes, and block everything. That knight is annoying. That's like a knight on f5. It's on h5, but it's like, you know, it's close to the king, and you got to watch out for that. Like there may be stuff not possible yet, but imagine a bishop h6, you know, in the near future from White, which could really be dangerous if the pieces are placed correctly.
Yeah, for now I'm still thinking kind of like knight h5. What else?
I think that's a really strong move. Knight h5, knight f to d. Then we need a follow-up. Everything's like solid. Look how solid Black is. All the pieces doing something.
And I would love to somehow play bishop c2, and target.
I think I have rook
h7.
e3 though. No, maybe not. I mean, it feels like that works. Like, my pieces are all on a queen side. Look at my queen. How am I gonna really do this and get away with this? Like, queen's on a5. Nah, it's just, apparently it's
Just
okay.
grab my pawn.
Ah, okay, yes, Jen. Grab the pawn. More pawns, Jen. Yes.
But suddenly,
This is ugly. I mean,
yeah, no, maybe this. I mean, it looks. Oh wait, oh, you can grab a better pawn actually.
Oh, rook h3.
Okay, now the computer is showing some crazy lines.
Whoa,
Bishop
that is insane.
f7.
What is this? King takes, and I guess queen
If you take
f7.
queen f7.
So we have to defend. Oh my goodness, you only have bishop f8. You don't have a move to defend.
Yeah,
Whoa,
lost-
you can't even defend
wow.
g7.
So after bishop h7, king f8.
King f8, rook f1-ish.
Yeah. This is insane.
Knight f6, takes. Oh,
Okay.
there might be a draw.
Wait,
Or
yeah,
rook check
rook
first.
d3.
Yeah, rook check. King h.
Can you just make it?
Oh man, this is getting spicy. And then, do I have queen g5?
You have a draw if you want it,
Yeah,
but you
that's true,
don't
if you wanna
want
play
it
for more.
because Alireza needs a win.
Yeah, queen g5.
5.
Knight d7, king e8. Queen takes, king d8. And who's mating who? I don't know yet.
But now I'm. It's a lot easier for me to defend looking at the engine, but I can't come
queen
back.
h5, a stupid move. That's such a stupid move. It works
Yeah.
too. Queen
It's
e3.
not over yet.
Yeah, queen e3, exactly. Queen e3 with rook h3 check.
Only
Rook
move.
c3, only move.
Only
yeah, I don't
move.
have a move. Queen e2. Oh my goodness, that he can defend. He can
Queen
somehow defend
e2?
this. How are you defending this, bro? Chess is ridiculous. Why we make these engines, bro? Rook g1. You can't. That's somehow you defended
It's
this.
insane. Okay, the game has progressed. Meanwhile, let's go back to it. Bishop c2,
Unbelievable.
rook back,
e7.
and we are
Oh, he went
looking for a move repetition. I am in shock again that MVL is just pushing those pawns, baby.
Push him, baby. Push the pawns.
And then we're back in the live
Yeah,
position,
it's
rook
aggressive.
c2.
These knights versus these bishops here as we try to win the game, says Alireza. Under 2 minutes now.
Do you take black here or white? Do you take the knights or the
I am a
bishops?
fan of activity. I do like
Mhm.
black's position, but if I have to take one, I'm actually going to take white. And it's just a small edge for white, for me, I do like the bishop pair more than having both knights. And I'm a fan of G and H pawns pushing like this because Joe Baba London does this almost every game. So having the pawns on G4 and H4 like this aggression, I am definitely a fan of it, but I can't break this knight on D5 yet. So it's like dynamically equal, but if I do have to pick one, I would take white, but I mean, black is fine. Black does have, double rooks, my knights look good, like everything looks good.
I think black has one big problem is Alireza has a minute on the clock. This position is super complex. I think playing this accurately and for a win with a minute is going to be really challenging.
Absolutely. I think, he's under a minute. Under a minute here. He has to figure out where does he want to go. It's very crucial to figure this out. Does he want to take and eliminate the bishop pair? But then that bishop on B3 is the best piece on the board. I mean, look at that bishop. How are you ever going to oppose anything over there? That bishop is the bishop. Also, you don't have any real queen squares on the 5th rank. I mean, G4, H4 pawns are stopping a lot of things from happening. He goes knight B4, attacks the rook. He might go right back to D5 after the rook moves away.
The problem is you can't afford to repeat, right? Let's say I try and take the E-file. If you go back, okay, worst case, like I'm not saying I want to do that, but I could just go back. Can I just double?
Double the rooks, nothing. Yeah, there's nothing apparently. There's just nothing. Black has a good position, but I mean, when you're fine with a draw type thing. Yeah, he went back. When you're fine with a draw, like okay, cool. I'll just go back and forth, but BL was fine with that too. Like, yeah, I advance in the draw.
I'm curious, is MVL gonna actually play rook c2 or will he play rook e1? Or something else altogether?
It's probably rook e1. It's just better, like especially if I, all I need is a draw, but to play for a draw, you play for a win. So doubling the rooks, it's a very strong idea here. It just obviously hits both the rooks. Pressure on the E file. We're also threatening to take immediately. But there's something wrong. It feels like something's wrong there. What is there like a knight G5? No, knight takes F4. What's going on? Maybe there's nothing. Okay, eval bar didn't move. Okay, so maybe there is nothing. So yeah, if there's nothing, then it's rook e1.
Says only move, not to lose. Is
knight f6. Yeah, it's a threat. I mean, obviously putting the rooks on the file attacks the knight. You have to deal with it. And
that's what MVL has done.
And he played it.
Alireza quickly plays knight
f6. And yeah, gotta like white. You gotta like white here, definitely, especially after a trade.
Trade everything even, no?
Love, definitely a fan of it. You also could stop early, maybe with rook e5, maybe even bishop e5, and like really, look at those bishops. G5's coming next too. Like, white is definitely pushing. Nice initiative. So e1 is hanging right now. He obviously sees that. What is he gonna do about it?
Rook e2.
Easy move.
E2 seems like the safest square for the rook. It can't be attacked by the knights.
Tempo. Sheesh, he on him. G5 coming? But you get the knight back on D5, I guess. But man, this is
gonna
scary.
Win this game somehow. I mean, 17 seconds.
Oh yeah, 17 seconds. He is putting some pressure on him.
Apparently, bishop G5 is very strong. It makes sense, right? All those knights are just, and he finds it.
Yeah, you're right, Fiona. You're right. You're right. Bishop G5. Let me play that real quick. Seal the deal.
10 seconds, Alireza.
That's it. Yikes. Queen takes D4, and the eval bar says, "You are out of your mind. What is the move? What is the move? I mean, just take on F6? Like, right. Take on F6? What's his idea?" Yeah, there's not even a check.
Survive. I mean,
Queen
F7,
G4.
Rook G5. Huh?
Oh, yes, Queen G4. But then I go King F1 and then relax, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, Rook G5 and GG. Queen H3, maybe King E1.
And Queen G7.
Oh, come on. Always finding a defense. I mean, unbelievable. Like, give up. Like, come on.
Queen G7, MVL doesn't have to go Rook G4, apparently, if he just keeps the queens on the board somehow. But let's see what's going on after Bishop G.
All on the board. And he has a move here. He's, probably just want to go King F1. Wait, King H2, there's no checks at all. For some reason, I thought H4 was hanging, but it's not. So king h2. You doing king h2? I'm curious. Maybe same move, queen g7.
I think you can just do all the moves, yeah?
King h1 too, right? Checking.
Just take your
You do
pick.
anything. Just make a move that gets out of
Meeny,
check.
meeny, moo.
Make a move that gets out of check, buddy. Okay, king f1, queen d6. I was a fan of this move. It hits e7, and now look at this position. Is there sacrifices available? Grandfather child
There
says
must
sack
be
first, think later.
something.
Nothing. Okay. Dang, I was looking for sack,
disgusting.
but it's just not there yet. Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. All right.
Oh, but I love this computer move, actually. Queen d7, just tying
What's the
everything
idea?
down, right?
You just can't move
Knight
anything.
can't move. Nothing can move.
Ooh, that's some heat. You should just hit the resign instantly.
But
Queen
I also
D7.
like this MVL move. Computer thought
I was
that
actually a
Black
fan of
can
h5 as
now-
well. Oh, 95. No, that's
But it's
too
never
easy,
enough
like.
for a win, I don't think. That's the problem,
too
Alireza.
easy.
I couldn't go for this.
Oh yeah, correct. Yes, I could try to win. King h8. Okay, queen f6, h6. It's not mate. Queen f6. Oh yeah, queen f6, king g8, rook g5. That's it. Knight g6. You take on h6. I mean g6. The button. So
Yeah. And if so, king h8. Yeah, queen f6.
I played it this
And
route.
that's it, I think. Wait,
Queen takes e5, queen e8.
And that's also
Yeah,
it.
queen e8 takes queen. Wait a second.
Right,
I
actually,
thought I was doing
I
something else.
thought it
here.
was over.
Me too. Queen takes. You didn't have a check. You had to take the rook. Yeah, this was forced.
The
Going down
problem
this
is,
route.
that if you're black, maybe you survive, but you actually need a win. And how are you ever gonna escape a perpetual?
8 seconds too as well for Alireza. Check. King g2. Right? King g2. Okay, just making sure.
And
Takes
they're
and
gonna,
takes.
this is gonna be a long game still.
There are some weird chances. Whoa. Yeah, there are some weird chances.
MVL down to 10 seconds on me as
Seconds.
well.
He got to move. He was looking for that perpetual. He went queen f8. Check.
I like this check first, making sure the king is not defending this pawn, so black can't take here.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
takes
does.
anyway.
He's like, psych, Fiona, watch this. Check. Check into oblivion. Don't go to the wrong square. Or you get skewered. Oh, he's going
He's
to pick
just
off
gonna
1,
take
2.
this pawn, surely, no?
It's a draw for real.
I'd
You
maybe give a
pre-check
check first, just
Yeah.
kick the king back.
Love it.
He says, no,
100%.
no need. No, there's no way black can win this. He's gonna try, though.
He's
He is
definitely
gonna
gonna
try.
He's definitely going to try it.
Run that c pawn.
As he should try.
Okay, so do you think Alireza actually has chances?
No. Not at all. I think the king being so open as it is,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a problem there.
Okay, both pawns are they're making progress. Only 2 squares away.
Push. Okay, check.
Oh my god, if
Wait a
Alireza
second.
actually
Man,
wins that game,
That's
would
going to be
be
some magician
so
stuff.
sick.
It is. It's going to be a straight up magician type thing. And look at this.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
god.
It really felt like
Oh
he
my
had no
god.
chances to win this.
This is insane.
Okay, how do we win? Queen first. So it's 2 queens on the board. You got to take one. He resigns. He's going to resign. He is going to resign. We're getting ourselves. What is this, game 4?
Well, he has to find a mate first, right? But shouldn't be so hard.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Check. I mean, there's 4 queens on the board, bro.
But for 2 seconds, it's never that easy. Or is it? Is it easy?
Check. Wait a second, though. It's not over, bro.
You have to be carry. I mean, with an entry, with a computer,
Apparently
it's
it's-
easy. But he's got seconds on the clock. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, he got seconds, guys. It's very difficult. It's
But
4
why
queens.
did he? I'm shocked he didn't keep checking.
But you gotta be careful.
Oh
Somebody's about to
my-
get mated. Someone's gonna get mated.
What insanity. Alireza is gonna be so mad. And he's getting mated.
I'm telling you, somebody's getting mated. I don't know who.
He's getting mated.
But it's probably hard to find.
And MVL has 20 seconds, but 20 seconds is very different to like 2 seconds.
He's getting mated. Yeah, this is gonna lead
That's
to
just
mate.
Oh my god.
4 queens on a board. Gross.
Okay, that was insanity.
Don't try this at home, Chad.
What the hell?
Wow, 4 queens. Wow.
I'm glad we stuck around for this, actually. That was something
not
else.
expecting to see any of that. Yeah, that was crazy. 3-1, and NBL moves on.
Yeah, and there is actually one match. We haven't seen a single game yet, but we will see one very soon because all the first 4 games have ended in draws between Mamedov and Lazic, which I think means they're going to Armageddon.
Sweet.
And I was reading up on the rules earlier. For once, I did some homework. I think they bid, and the player who bids the lowest time, like that's normal, but the player who bids the lowest time not only plays with that time, he can also choose if he wants to be white or black.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. I forgot about that part. They can't choose what color.
Yeah.
Like most people will take black. I will always take black there because you can just immediately look. I get a draw. If I find a perpetual, I win. You know, a draw wins and a win wins. Like, makes chess more exciting because it's a must win for both players.
Yeah.
Or black's like, yeah, I can draw, but he has less time.
So I'm just waiting to see if we have any information on how soon that Armageddon game is going to take place. But so what does that mean for the brackets? I guess Carlson will play Nepo tomorrow if Hikaru is really playing Anish, and MVL will play the winner of this Armageddon, I think.
Yes.
So let's see. Okay, we're gonna go on a quick break, and we'll be back with the Armageddon decider between Mamedov and Lazic soon. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you on the other side of this. Hello and welcome back to what will be the final game of day 1 of this AI Cup. The Armageddon between Shahriar Mamedov and Denis Lazic is about to start. We're hearing that the bids were 10 minutes flat by Denis Lazic and 11 minutes and 20 seconds by Mamedov. That means Lazic won, and James, you said you'd pick black any day. That's what he has done. So he is black. He only has 10 minutes against 15. There's no increment here, and he will need to hold.
Yeah, he actually, that no increment part is the part that people forget. There is no increment. So if you go into a long think, you know, that's it. That's all the time that you do have. You don't get any a lot of extra time at all. And Shaq starts with a mean time edge already, you know, out of the opening. And from the whole game, he's going to have this time edge unless he starts to think a lot. That's why he's moving very quickly. These guys are moving really fast, and you got to play what you know, kind of like the best here, especially if I'm playing with the black pieces. But if I get a draw, I win. So either or, draw is a win, and a win is a win. So this is kind of a must-win territory here. Armageddon, somebody is going to be victorious right now. Let's see who it is.
What is this by Shach?
He definitely allowed
He's like,
him.
Be my guest.
Yeah, this is Shaq one-on-one. He
Pac-Man
loves
his
being
way
aggressive.
through.
Loves aggressive shots. Big
I'm
fan
a
of his
little
play.
confused.
He's playing e5, which already happened. Bishop c2. He wants to just go for mate. He literally is trying to destroy the kid right now. He's just like, I don't care about nothing, kid. I'm about to destroy you. And honestly, okay, he has a point here as castling looks really scary. Knight a6, and that is not a move apparently.
I'm wondering if black wants to maybe go queen side. I don't know.
Recap is up, chat. Oh, look at that. Hikaru working, boy. He's got that boy down like 30 minutes.
Work.
30 minutes, and then he's like, yeah, I'm about to go sit in the sun and chill. Just sit in the sun. I mean, great life.
So impressive.
Yeah.
So check it out. Okay, so Queenie won, hitting at that pawn, but also looking to maybe come out to g3 and cause some more havoc here. I mean, those bishops are looking pretty terrifying. I'll give you
bishops.
that.
Big fan. I'm a big fan of Shaq's play. He's just I've dubbed a way of chess of kind of calling it hyper aggressive chess, because you have aggressive, but then you have like hyper aggressive, which is just you're always looking to do things aggressive, and that is Shaq's style. I looked at a lot of his games recently. I was impressed, like how people don't talk about him as much. He's a very aggressive player, and you can see that here. I mean, this is a wacky position. Like, what is going on? Two bishops. How did his pawn get to c3? Right, if you're just now getting here. You know what I mean? Someone in the chat's like, what is this position? That's exactly right. Exactly. But you see Shaq, remember, they're off playing, and you're like, oh, it makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Okay. And then we try to dissect the position now.
But is Dennis in the process of stabilizing here?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. I do see these knights look really nice on e6 and d7. But we do have the f-file pressure. And the question is, where is Black going to castle? Shaq's style is super fun, 100%. Highly recommend you guys check a look at his games. I actually got to pull this up. That made me think about something about Shaq. Let me do this for later, but thanks for that, chat.
Yeah, I'm also just pulling up Dennis Lazic, because I think in this matchup, 7 of the 8 names we saw play today are household names. Dennis Lazic, you might have heard of him. He's been making a lot of waves recently. He is only, he's won 2000.
18?
He's 17, 16 or 17.
He won Title Tuesday like one time, I think, too, as well, which is like, very young. I mean, who else has done that besides Fallujah at that age, So very strong player.
Absolutely. Shaq more than twice his age.
Yeah.
So yeah, really a clash of generations here. And these knights have managed to somehow consolidate suddenly these bishops, are not looking, whoops, that's a very drunk bishop. They're not looking down here any longer.
Yeah, not looking down the barrel anymore. I still like white for choice because of the potential. What I mean by that is rook h3 is going to be really annoying, because bishop h4 is going to be huge, to really hit that whole diagonal where the queen and the rook is. So that's going to be nice. We also have the light square bishop we can use as well. So do like white's practicality, but I think, as the engine says, Black is going to maybe be able to consolidate here. It also is his move. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think he needs a good move right now. I see the computer suggesting g6.
G6?
For a human, that's terribly
that's gross.
Scary.
I can't play that one.
No.
Unfortunately.
So he goes for the human, rook to e8. And let's see your plan. Rook h3.
H3, right. Chat says, wow, down to 6 minutes already. He lost. I mean, okay, I can actually see, I actually forgot this was Armageddon. So paying attention to that time here, huge time edge, and there is no increment. We are in Armageddon right now. So a draw would suffice for Dennis. He would move on and a win as well. But I mean, getting attacked like this, h4, he's throwing everything at the kid. Yeah, hey man, this is a kid, Mamedov. Like, don't be, this guy is, this is a minor, my guy. And he's just swinging.
b5 did not get the seal of approval. I'm a little bit surprised by b5, because it does make this knight on c5 very loose. On the other hand, I applaud that he's looking to do something, proactive. He doesn't just want to sit around and get killed on the king side.
Yeah, but also h4 is, I think, kind of not a bluff move. It's just scary. Yeah, anytime you see a pawn move to h4, you're like, whoa, hold on, man. Let's talk about this, right? Like, what are we doing? But h4, I guess he wants h5, and h6, he does pry open the dark squares, and then rook h3. So it's something to do there.
Hey, what if he just goes h5 now?
I was just thinking that. Maybe you just go h5. Go h5. That's why we played h4, most likely. To play h5 or put something on h5. Because now the bishop can't even get to h4.
Yeah.
If you don't play h5. It's important. Important move orders here. Trying to figure out what he wants, though.
Some time here. I think this is his first long think of this game. He's got plenty of time, still almost 12 minutes. What? Okay, rook f5. For a second, I thought there was a pawn here. I was like, what the hell?
Rook F1, like Rook F1, bro. Yeah, like whoa, hey, bro. It was a mouse slip.
Oh my goodness.
Mouse slip, very possible. So he takes on C4. Maybe we just take it back for move number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a queen reroute possible to G4. Possible.
My arrows today have been absolutely all over the place.
I understand.
But, Queen G4, looking down at the enemy king.
I am tired. My coffee is not working. That's okay, Chess Zebra. You know, I like to have coffee later in the day. So, like, I try to hold out as long as I can. And then it's 3 o'clock over here, 3:30. So I just
Speaking
have my
of coffee.
You know what I'm saying? Just got my coffee.
Speaking
Cheers,
of
chat,
coffee,
cheers.
maybe, Kenty, I'm about to make a huge mistake. Maybe I'm about to open a can of worms I shouldn't be opening, but I just thought it was hilarious. Like, I sometimes get served these Andrew Tate tweets, and sometimes I actually even like read them, because sometimes you're just like, you know, you can't. It's like this is almost like a morbid fascination. Anyway, last night I got served this tweet by him, which was saying something like, just down 2 coffees quickly before you go to sleep, so that you are more energized in your sleep.
What?
And so if you sleep 4 hours, it's like you actually slept 8 hours.
Bro, what? Okay, hold on. So now he's a scientist.
Life hack.
Now he's a scientist. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, all right, cool, buddy. Thanks, bro. Thank you, man. Man, thank you, bro. Thank you. And I'm gonna just go right back to what I was
double
doing.
take. I was like, wait. What?
Wow. Scientific. Okay, cool, bro. Cool. You know, when you want to get out of conversation,
Science.
a lot of times you're like, wow, that's fire. And then you just like, that's so great, bro. Wow. That's crazy. And you get out of there knowing you're not going to take any of that advice, 100%.
Oh, no.
But you're just like, oh, that's crazy, bro. Wow. Thank you. Just keep it
Meanwhile, Shah did take on C4 and Rook D5. Dennis, you know, he's making up some ground on the clock. I think he's playing well. I am with you. I still like white. I think if you're black, you're going to be terrified until this game is over, you know? And either you're going to survive or you're going to get crushed on the king side.
Right.
But that attack is never going to end. And the question is, how do you continue the attack?
Well, yeah, these knights are holding. I mean, Dennis is finding some excellent moves. And also he's attacking E5. The kid's accurate. He's playing some great chess right now. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he's playing very good, because yeah, bishop b1, okay, I do like this. My idea at some point is to like exactly sack on h7 and maybe rook f7. As somehow it's you got to get it to work, but it's just not working right now. It's just not working.
These rooks also still looming, looking down at f7. I always, you know, if I'm black, the problem is I need to make a move at every turn. Like, I kind of just want to say to white, okay, show me what you got. I think rook f8 looks weird, but it's actually a good move, just to keep an eye on that pawn on f7.
No sacrifice. I mean, he actually reminds me of a player or a positional style, very positional, very prophylactic, Karpovian, Petrosian-esque is Denis Lazic to me. He's not very aggressive. He will see tactics, but he's very prophylactic, and he finds very strong moves. Rook f8, very strong. Now you're never going to have anything on f7. Rook d5, centralize the rook, hits e5, holds the knight on c5. I mean, very, very positional stuff. He also plays the Catalan with white, slow positional grinds, right? The kid got some very strong positional chess.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, as you can see from the evil bar, it's bang in the middle. So far, so good for Denis Lazic, who only needs a draw. The problem is he has 5 minutes on the clock and he has no increment, which makes it a lot more likely that he crumbles at some point. What is knight d7? Can I take this pawn?
He just says he wants the e5 pawn. He says, okay, go ahead. Yeah. I'm going to just take on e5 probably with the rook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, rook takes e5. And then rook takes, and now we're looking kind of equalish here, which is fine. Like, cool, I'm cool with that. Equalish. Yeah. You know, I draw, I win.
Equalish, but with the bishop pointing down here.
Still some caution.
This pawn on h4 that we're not too sure what it's doing there. Maybe at some point it will continue up the board.
Right.
Rook e1 played by Shah.
Yeah, you can tell something's wrong, right? You play rook f1, Rook E1, Rook
F1,
1,
Rook
Rook
E1,
E1, like this is not going well in his favor, but you want to keep playing on, and there is no increment. So, and here we go. We have our first mistake, but the question is where? Immediately E6 jumps out to me, but I don't see the follow-up, so that doesn't look good. Maybe Bishop A2. But okay, Bishop A2.
Bishop A2, I can tell you, is the top engine choice.
Oh, actually, you know what? Where does the Rook go? Okay, Rook takes E5. And I don't know where to go. Maybe takes Bishop D4.
Yeah.
So you have to take with the knight. Because Bishop D4 is winning, right? So knight takes, I don't know, Bishop D4 anyway. Oh, the Rook's hanging. Sheesh. Okay, Rook. Oh, shoot. How do you... Wow.
And suddenly you can't go F6.
Dang. Yeah, just like that. Game over.
Hitting and winning.
Wow. And Rook E8, Bishop G3. Whoa.
He didn't spot Bishop A2, and the game continues. We're back in equal-ish territory after Rook E3.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows you also that Black is kind of holding on by a thread, right?
Absolutely. And 96 played, in fact. I guess he just made... He went back. Maybe he saw that sequence and was like, yeah, let's not allow that again. So he put the knight back on E6, and he takes on C6 this time, but he says the pawn you cannot capture. So I got my pawn back, but now I get the pawn back, and there's still a pawn on E5. Rook D2. Okay, what do we do next?
Makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I don't know, Rook
Also
D3
stopping
maybe.
Queen C2.
Gotta get rid of this Rook. This Rook cannot stay here for long. So either gonna be like a Rook E2 or Rook D3 or Queen C3, Queen C3 or even C1, but it's a weird move. Rook E2, okay, gets rid of it. Gots to get rid of that.
Okay, again,
That's
easy
weird.
to say with the computer, but the computer was advocating for this nice move,
Whoa.
knight D4.
Whoa, relax. Knight D4. Yeah, you have to
Just
take.
Forcing white to take, and
And then,
bye-bye
yeah.
bishop pair.
Okay, yeah. White's probably slight favorite, but
Yeah.
H4's hanging. Whoa, that was...
Knight D4 was a nice
idea.
shot, not easy to spot that. Right now, in the driver's seat again. Then it's down to 4 minutes. Schach 6 minutes. I mean, remember he started with 5 extra minutes, so the time advantage is decreasing. But
Yes.
I still like his chances a lot here.
I do as well. I like the chances where time position feels easier to play with white. I have 2 bishops, open board, or it's getting more open. But if black is able to squeeze out a draw, he wins here. And Dennis is lower on time, and there's no increment. So we have to remember that. So we're playing like a real blitz game here right now, just sort of in the end game. Queen D6, I do like saying, hey, go ahead, trade on my terms. I have the bishop here, A7's loose.
Mm-hmm. But now, how do we continue? Bishop A2.
Mm-hmm.
I like that move. I mean, I like the bishop on that diagonal.
Pressure.
So the question is, what now is taking? No, taking surely is not a threat. Knight B6.
Probably just wow. He's just confident. That's the whole draw there. I guess it is. He's just about to hold. I was looking at trading everything out, starting with Bishop B6, and then taking on E6. I don't know if that doesn't work either. So he goes Rook C2, keep some chances and hope alive on the board.
Yeah, Rook C2 makes a lot of sense. Stops any knight jumps, but also just looking to come in somewhere eventually. But Schach, the good news for Mamedov is that Black has no plan to make progress here. So,
Right.
so White is not in a rush. White can just make some small moves, looking to improve his position. Question is, what are those small moves? Eventually, you have to do something, right?
Eventually, you have to do something. Correct. As time gets lower, guys, and is getting closer to a 3-minute game now.
Yeah,
No increment.
only a minute now between the two players.
There is
What's
no
White gonna
increment.
do? What would you play? What would your idea? Would your plan be?
That's a great question. I'm still trying to figure it out. My bishop is really bad on F2, so I need to this H4 move just really didn't help me. So I don't know. This is difficult. I mean, bishop G3 or like bishop E3. I hang the pawn. Yeah, this is not fun. I mean, especially if I have to win. Like if I, if I have
The
to win
problem
it.
is
So
that H4 not only did it not help us, but now the bishop is tied down to the defense of that pawn.
hence the move bishop G3 makes sense, but then I'm getting off of the diagonal. So he went queen B7. Rook F3, aiming.
So maybe at F6.
All right, looks good. You might see a queen B2, bishop E3 reroute to hit the dark squares. He says, not today. Queen B4, pinning the knight.
You need to, I guess, get the queen out of there, but where to?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Practically, this is like very hard for black. There's so many moves for white. Like you got exactly. You see the eval bar go all the way up. You have H5. I have a light square bishop and a dark square bishop. Weak king. Practically, can be a disaster in a few moves for black. But you have to be accurate. Obviously, easier said than done. So you have to figure out where do we go next. Maybe a queen G4 aims at that side of the board. A bishop E3 might be a nice reroute as well.
But Shank is taking his time. Under 3 minutes now for Lazic, and that H pawn finally continues on its journey.
Finally, and now I can move to queen
17
H4.
moves after it came to H4.
That's so funny. And it's completely losing. What is the move? It might be, I don't know. It might be, no, it's not that. It's just H6. Oh.
It is H6, wow.
And then I don't know the next. Rook takes F7? Nah, it might be that. No. Maybe you just go. I mean, rook takes F7
so
is actually
tempting,
possible. It's so
though.
tempting, right? And then you play E6. Like, what a move. And then play E6. And then queen D6 check and bishop G3. But apparently we lose here because he takes on, he just takes on B4. Yeah. Take on F7. King F8.
If it wasn't for this rook, actually, it would work beautifully.
Yeah.
If this rook was anywhere else.
That's so nasty. You had to
Why
take
can't
first.
I?
It was White's move. You had to take first on F7.
Oh, what? Yeah, sorry.
Take
What?
first. Yeah, in between, and then takes.
Oh, but it, okay, and this queen could also, okay. It didn't work for multiple reasons. But you guys know what I was saying.
Yeah, we had to. We needed that. We needed that. Where'd he go? Rook F6, Queen E8. He is on him. He is on him right now. And Queen F4 hits the knights.
And I think that's about to be lights out. Queen coming to F6.
Dang,
With
boy,
a
you
mate
just sack that boy like that. Yikes. Oof.
That was a brutal finish. Queen F6,
Yeah,
I think.
vicious.
Lights out.
Vicious. He's going to probably resign here, guys. Vicious. Wow. And Denis Lazic gets knocked down.
Yeah, but what a fight he put on. I'm surprised he bid as low as 10 minutes, I have to say, but who am I? Who am I to judge?
Yeah. Understandable. I mean, he does play he plays a lot of blitz chess, obviously playing in the title Tuesday, winning one of them as well. So, he's used to the lower times, but when your opponent has way more, almost double, it's going to be harder to compete with that.
Yeah, and so if Mamedov can wrap this up, and he does, Lazic resigns, he continues in the winner's bracket. Lazic joins Hikaru, Anish, and Alireza in the consolation bracket. What a day of chess. Unfortunately, it wasn't Hikaru's best day. If you missed his games or his interview, make sure to check out the recap, which is up on YouTube. Did we retire the nickname F-bomb, Fiona, since the candidates incident? Was that I don't think it was I don't even know which incident you're on about. The only incident I remember was Wesley, so maybe it was the candidates, you're correct. Anyway, I digress. I think that's it from us for today. Kanti, it was a pleasure. It was a bit sad, I have to say, to see Hikaru. I think he's really exhausted. So hopefully tomorrow. It's tough, right? Because as he said, it's not something like where you get one good night of sleep and you're back. But hopefully we'll see him have a better day tomorrow. And yeah, I'll let you close this one out.
No, it was great. Great times always. I'll be back more this week too as well. Not tomorrow. We have someone else on tomorrow.
I think Buck will be here with
Hikaru.
me
Bach,
tomorrow.
Big Bach and Fiona. It's gonna be great, guys. So make sure you're here for that. It was awesome chilling with the chat. Great job, mods, and all the positive energy and you guys in the chat. It's been awesome. So we'll see you guys soon. And you know, have a great rest of your day. Didn't work out for Hikaru, but there's still more to come. Like he's not out yet. And we're gonna make it to the final, right? With good wishes and good vibes. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Good rest of your day, wherever you are. We'll see you on the next
one. When I see some of these moves that computer suggests after a game that I play, and I just go, wow, that is the beauty for me. Because these are not moves that I would ever consider. And when I then see the move, and then like I might make a couple of moves to try and understand why, that is the beauty to me. I'm just trying to play as well as I can, and I don't really worry. Like, if I lose a game, it's not the end-all be-all. I'm not naturally talented, but if I don't get something, I try to figure out, why don't I get it? What am I doing wrong? Over and over and over again.
Bye.